So you want to know how to make your household feel more joyful when it comes to chores, not repeating yourself, rewards, and discipline without all of the yelling, screaming, outbursts, tantrums, all the things. Now, I can say this not because I'm a parenting expert, but because this has truly worked for my family. I found a system similar to this through a friend of mine and decided to tweak it and make it my own. I am wanting to share it with you because it has brought us so much peace and purpose and joy when it comes to chores and all of the things, okay? I'm not talking about a chore list and a chore chart and all the things. This is so much better. Now, I'm going to walk you through how I use my system, how I display it and everything. You can use this anywhere in your house. We choose the refrigerator. We don't have a lot of extra wall space in our common areas, and I don't want it hanging in my living room. So I'm going to walk you through each piece of the puzzle today. If you want to download it, it's totally free. And then I even have links to all the little gadgets and gadgets that go with it that help make this a breeze. Are you ready? Let's go. So first off is our daily rhythm chart, okay? Now, I laminated mine. You can also just put them in clear sleeves if you want. Lamination is just gonna make it last longer. You can grab your laminator and the sleeves. I have like the Amazon basic stuff. It's really inexpensive, but trust me, if you're a homeschool mom, you're gonna want a laminator anyway because you're gonna take this, like you're gonna start laminating everything. But this is also gonna come in handy when we come to rewards in a little while, which I'll show you a little bit more about. Now, this sheet is also really great because you can switch it from daily rhythm to nightly rhythm, and you can have each of your kids check it off. So you just add in little check boxes. All of this is made customizable through Canva, and if you have any questions, let me know. But I do have a little tutorial on there of how to make this custom for your family. Now, again, times and the actual things that you do are going to be important. Now, these are rhythms, okay? So this is not something that you have to perfect every single day. You see, there's like things that my kids didn't check off whenever we did this, and that's okay. The premise of this is not to make perfection, but to get the kids working in a rhythm that's outside of like, it is structured, but it's flexible structure. So they have any time during the day, they're gonna do these things usually in order. So these are things they're gonna get rewarded for as they progress. Now, depending on the age of your kids, sorry, I had one wake up from a nap. You'll want to make sure that this is feasible for all of them. So even my not even 2-year-old, like not even 2, is able to complete most of this list. And it's because we start giving them ownership and responsibilities right away. So they get a check mark for making their bed, getting themselves dressed, for feeding the animals, for saying their prayers, for sitting around the table and eating breakfast and then cleaning up after themselves. Okay, now I'm not talking about they're getting money for every single little thing that they check off. These are their responsibilities. This is what makes our house tick. This is what is like the standard for our house. These are not like extra things that you get paid to do. We'll get to that because, well, I have a lot to say about that as well. But if I don't have to remind them, they're going to get 2 smileys. Let me introduce the smileys to you. So I have 2 jars here, and you can do this however you want, but I had originally planned to do a jar for each kid. You should actually make it against yourself. That way you're encouraging teamwork. So we have one for kids and one for mommy. At the beginning of the week, which we restart everything on Friday because we have Friday Fun Day, we literally take everything, we put it all in mommy's jar. And then throughout the week, I empty my jar for good behavior, for things that they've done without me asking. And if they do something that's not so nice, but it's not worth disciplining over, like I have to repeat myself, or it's just a negative behavior, I'm gonna take a smiley from their jar and put it in my jar, okay? But the idea is that you're getting them into rhythm so that they know what to do without being asked. So you don't have to repeat yourself 100 times. Amen. So we have daily rhythms and nightly rhythms. We're just going to switch this over. This doesn't matter if your kids are in school or if they're homeschooled because you can make and tailor it to your own family. Okay. So brushing their teeth, they get a smiley for. Brushing their hair, they get a smiley for, but not if I have to remind them. Now, the first couple weeks we've been giving grace because I want them to get into a rhythm of doing this, but I have to remind them because one is just learning to read and the other can't read. But as it becomes a natural habit of theirs, it starts flowing. Okay, so There's also a section on there where we're going to have tidy zones. Now on yours, I have updated this so that there are 3 in case you need 3. You can also take off and just put 2 check boxes if you have different times a day, just morning and evening tidies. We do it 3 times a day because we're a homeschool family. And so we do it in the morning after breakfast, after lunch, and then after dinner. Okay, so I have tidy zones. These are the same set of chores that get done 3 times a day, okay? And let me just say, if you miss 1 or 2, it's okay because you're gonna pick it up in the 3rd one and it becomes so much less chaotic because you're in rhythm, okay? So, kitchen zone, dishwasher, sink, counters, floors, and we're always working from the top to the bottom. So the dishwasher is not emptied. It needs to be emptied because it has clean dishes in it. Then we can put things that are in the sink. We can empty the sink and we can clean the counters and then we clean the floors. So top to bottom, all right? So these are the same chores we're doing multiple times a day. Everyone is responsible for this. This little guy's really not responsible for anything other than being really, really cute these days. Okay, now that's the kids. Mommy also has one. So there's also one in there that you can customize for you and your husband if your husband wants to jump involved and get involved as well. I'm hoping my husband jumps on board because literally in week number 1, he was like, okay, what chore are we doing tomorrow? My advice on this is don't start this until you get this mastered, okay? The kids have to come first because you're helping them set the rhythm and then you can work on your own, okay? Give yourself grace on this. So daily rhythms, nightly rhythms, it has a list of things that you want to get done. In addition, it has connection time, praying with your spouse, all the fun things that you might forget, taking your supplements, drinking your water, all the things, okay? Making your bed being the first thing that you do as soon as you get up. This one's great, especially if you have older kids or this is for yourself. So I have a list of weekly chores and monthly chores that need to be done in our house. I don't like being told what to do, okay? It's just my nature. I don't like having rules. I don't even like telling myself what to do. So what I have done is I have created a list and I get to pick, okay? Now I could also cut these off and make these chore sticks and you just draw from the jar every day. There also may be a time in your rhythm where you throw in a chore of their choice and they pull it out and they do that chore. Or you may have certain things that need to be done on certain days. Another thing that you can add in, all right? But there's also monthly chores like cleaning the car. Who wants to do that? Not me. Okay, but if you work on these throughout the month, look at that. Look what all I've done. I haven't even updated this, but this just makes it easy. Like I cleaned my cat's bowl today. I get a check for that. These are quick things that should only take you like 10 minutes to do. So you feel accomplished and you don't feel like you're constantly looking at something, wondering when it's ever gonna get done. Weekly things, this is also really important because I always say I need to clean the bathroom, I need to clean the bathroom, I need to clean the bathroom, but that is such a huge chunk because it's such a large room in our house that I never get to it. And so if I just break it down into clean the bathroom mirror, clean the shower, clean the toilet, I can get all of those done in a week. I have not again updated this, okay? Because I'm still working on perfecting the kids and then moving into this with grace. Let's keep it rolling. Let's talk about rewards and discipline now. Let's just say my kids are having a bad day and we need something to keep us accountable and something. I love this because this system is tangible. It's something that they can see visually and that remind them of where they are and they can see their progress, kind of like in a classroom, you know. But I needed something that would help motivate my kids. And so in order to do that, I have a discipline chart. This discipline chart gives mercy, which is also something that is biblical, and I absolutely love that. I have Bible verses also written on the bottom of these for you. You delete or add as many kids as you need for this. You could have it on both sides, but my kids can visually see how their behavior is for the day based on looking at this chart. So they get 3 mercies. We mark through the mercy, we mark through the mercy, mark through the mercy, and then they lose some type of privilege. Usually it is tailored to the specific child of what is important to them because it's going to matter, okay? So my son, his favorite thing to do every day is to watch Duck Dynasty at night with me as I'm laying down the other 2 little guys. My daughter loves to come downstairs while we're doing homeschool and loves an activity rather than taking a nap. I will make her take a nap as opposed to coming downstairs and having free time and getting to play outside. And then my house feels more balanced, okay? So it's a privilege that she gets to come downstairs and interact and be part of that experience. And then it's also disciplinary because she really doesn't want to miss it. And so she knows not to have her mercies taken away. This reward system is for daily, like instant gratification. Okay, that's what the point of these are. They carry really no significance until Friday, when we empty the jar and we see who has the most in them, and whoever has the most, mommy or the kids, gets, you want to see them? And they're super fun and cute, and you can, they have little custom stickers and you can customize the words on them. But these are really fun because we pour them out. It's also a good counting activity for a first grader. And basically they either get to choose how to spend quality time on Friday Fun Day, or mommy gets to. And so I get to say, oh, we're having a movie night with pizza and we're watching Lilo and Stitch. They get to say, oh, we want to do a craft, mommy, and we want to sit down and we want to paint fall crafts. Okay. They get to pick it. Okay. So no matter what, we're always spending quality time together, but the fun of it is they get to pick or I get to pick. And I usually give them two options because I don't let it just be like a free-for-all, because they don't quite understand what all we have and what things we will need to get in order to allow that to happen. Okay, now that's instant gratification gets long-term rewards, okay? So the instant gratification is putting the smiley in or getting the smiley taken away. Now, if they go out of their way to be super sweet, super kind, exhibiting fruit of the Spirit, like from the Bible, we have this fun chart, okay? I have 3 kids, so I filled my little fruit of the Spirit at the bottom, okay? So it has love, self-control, faithfulness, peace, gentleness, kindness, all the things, okay? And if I see one of my kids exhibiting any of these, I want to applaud them. A lot of times they forget this. They're like, oh, I'm being good, great. And we do nothing about good behavior. I want to point that out because I want to affirm that and make them want to do that more. And so this is where the money comes in. All right, I have actually created for you some little printable money, little fake money, that you can also laminate. And I absolutely love it. I also included lots of these magnetic clips that you can hang on your fridge if you choose to make it a refrigerator system. I just used Monopoly money because I didn't have one made at the time, but you put all the money in one of these little bags, and you can, if you're fancy, I might put a Cricut on there, like Cricut vinyl on there, put mommy's money. And then for every fruit of the Spirit that they display that week, on Friday they get paid, and for their kindness and gentleness and goodness and all the fruit of the Spirit as I see them. And we write it down what it is, and then they get paid $1 for every one. And then at the end of the month, we're going to tally all the money up. They can even have their name put on these bags. You can have a little picture of whatever it is that they're working for in there with how much it costs. So let's just say it's a book that costs $20. I know, a little crazy, but or a board game. Let's say it's a family board game and it's $20, and you can have a picture of the board game in here. That's why I wanted to make sure that these were clear so that you can have something visual, have the amount of money that they needed to get to it, and then they can be racking up the money by being extra kind. This is going to incentivize good behavior instantly, but also make sure that they also understand saving and also how much money, like what it does, what its purpose is, and the value of $1. So I hope this reward system inspires you, equips you, empowers you. You can literally tailor it however you want. I hope that you will share this. Make sure you share the actual system link, and you can find that on my blog at laurenalonzo.com, and just send someone the blog so that they can jump in, download this system. It gives you all the instructions on how to customize it, make it your own, print it out, get excited. I am just praying and hoping and believing for you and your family that this changes things, that you are filled with cultivating a home with joy. I hope you love it.
Friend, this is the ultimate homemaking system for moms, and I can't wait to hear what you think. Download today.